estamos con los representantes de Islandia, Hatari. Hi guys, how are you?
Hello, how are you? We're
Welcome
good.
to Madrid.
Thank you.
Thank you
Hola,
very
Madrid.
much.
Is this what you were expecting, this grey sky?
No, this reminds us of home. Grey skies and wind and rain give us warm, nostalgic feelings.
Why Hatari decided to participate in Eurovision?
Well, we feel that we have a message to bring to the table, a discussion, a critical discussion to uphold, and we have the means.
And of course, Eurovision is our first step in our mission to dismantle capitalism,
Okay. How is it going?
according to plan.
At some point it stopped a little bit, no?
What are you referring to?
You suggested once that you were gonna stop doing the band because the anti-capitalism fight wasn't working.
Well, yes, we like to deceive the media for our own purposes. And in this purpose, we founded our own media, IcelandMusicNews.com. And it is there that we portray our propaganda only to make a bigger comeback so that our voices would be heard better in Eurovision.
Why hate will prevail, no? That's the message. Why? What does it actually mean?
Hate will prevail is a dystopia. It reflects power and powerlessness, and if we do not remember to love, then hate will prevail.
Does it have to do with the current context of the festival?
Yes.
Of Europe?
Yes, both.
Of both, okay. In which way?
Well, we feel that the echoes of populism are heard ever more loudly in every country which participates, and of course, capitalism is always entrenching itself deeper and deeper, and Hatari is our logical response.
We heard some answers, some interviews where you didn't seem to be very happy about going to Israel, about performing in Israel. How is it going?
Well, Eurovision is of course a very beautiful thing because it is founded in the spirit of unity and peace. And it is currently being hosted in a country that is marred by disunity and conflict. We feel this is quite absurd, and we want to keep going a critical discussion.
What happens if you win Eurovision? What happens?
Well, capitalism will be one step closer to being dismantled, and our message will have been heard very clearly.
Are you having everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we gonna see on the stage? We're gonna see the same as we saw on the national final?
Well, our viewers can expect a well-rehearsed techno BDSM performance with anti-capitalist and anti-establishment lyrics.
The same as we saw in the final, in the national selection?
Well, we work on the bass, but we'll take it further.
You've started speaking now. You didn't used to speak before? Because you like to speak through him on the ear, no?
Well, that was...
Before in the interviews, before the national selection?
I was feeling very emotional in that day, so I did not feel like speaking, so we are very connected, both physically and emotionally, so we use each other to talk through.
There's a strong bond of trust within Hatari. If you take on an endeavor like destroying capitalism, there has to be a group dynamic and a trust, so we can each fully trust each other to talk on the group's behalf.
Have you?
And to make real change, you must not tell people how to change, but make people want to change.
Have you been spreading your message through the other artists?
Well, the first phase of the plan is of course to politely introduce yourself, because we feel that if you start from the get-go with propaganda, it won't be as accessible to the viewer, and that includes our acquaintances and our colleagues here in Eurovision.
Because you have this message till the end.
Yes, of course.
And also in the private life.
Of course. And we love to thank our sponsors, both in interviews when we are paid to do so and in our free time at home. a big thank you to Soda Dream. Dare to Dream. Soda Dream.
How do these sponsors fit to the anti-capitalism message?
Well, it's a very expensive affair, ending
cheap.
capitalism.
It's not cheap to bring
not
down
cheap.
capitalism.
You need capital to destroy capital. So our sponsors are very useful in that way. And of course, we want to sell some branded merchandise such as T-shirts,
Yes.
energy drinks.
Our holding company wants to make capital as well as bring down capitalism. So we have to find middle ground between our goals and their goals.
Even if you don't think so, I'm very for it as well. Anti-capitalism. Yeah. But do you think it's gonna be an end? Are we gonna fight? Are we gonna end it forever?
Well, it is easier to imagine the end of the world than to imagine the end of capitalism. And that is why we held a Doomsday Festival to celebrate the end of the world in Reykjavik. And we believe that upholding a celebration of doom is very healing for the capitalist soul.
Is there any venue, if you win, to host Eurovision next year? That's a question that people make themselves.
Yeah, I think Egilshöll or
They've already been looking at the blueprints. There's a lot of organization going on.
I think there's a committee in the Ministry of Interior Affairs looking at the matter.
Yes.
We have prepared an apology to the Icelandic nation should we win. So we're prepared for everything, I think.
Are you gonna do this fight, this traditional fight with Netanyahu?
The traditional trouser grip wrestling.
The fight, no? The wrestling.
Yes.
And we reiterate that it's not a violent challenge. We do not condone
honorable.
the violence of any sort. It's a friendly challenge of traditional Icelandic trouser grip wrestling. And our challenge is still open. You can contact us via contact@icelandmusicnews.com if you're up for a glíma.
Thank you very much, guys. Good luck with the fight.
Thank you.
Great questions.
Fantastic questions.
This wasn't easy.